So the more we love Ishvara, the more we meditate on Ishvara, the more we hear about Ishvara, the more we read about Ishvara, the more we look at the images of Ishvara, albeit from the human imagination of different cultures, but they uplift us. The more our mind is unable to hold on to lust, anger, greed, manipulation, hypocrisy, envy, posture, pretense. The bhakta naturally prefers to keep their body and their home pure and to keep their mind pure. I remember reading this, right? Cleanliness is next to godliness. And I didn't understand the English words until of course, I knew śhuchir, and then I could figure it out. And you might want to note these 6 vikaras or 6 diseases of impurity that happen in every mind until that clearing principle of Ishvara starts dwelling in our mind. One of them, the first one is kama. And even though kama is a purushartha or a goal worth having, but here when we use the word kama, we are talking about any kama besides the desire for moksha and Ishvara union. This represents cravings or longings and sensory pleasures and material possessions, the kind that pull you down into the world, the kind that make you work extra hard in the world to make it, to pimp yourself in the world of bodies and images and status and symbol. Even your spiritual pursuit is all showy and glitzy. That's all karma, It corrupts everything. Karma corrupts gurus, karma corrupts pastors, popes, swamis, spiritual people, seekers, shishyas. They all fall down the ladder, karma. Karma corrupts social leaders. Karma has corrupted the human mind so much that we've destroyed our environment and raped our Mother Earth. Karma is, of course, the seed of bad politics. And when members of the family have too much karma, there is incest and rape within the family. So karma is not just sexual, karma is any kind of vasana. And if you're my ongoing student, you know what vasana is. Vasana are these compulsive desires that we are carrying over. But they don't, and they convince you that they need fulfillment, but they are a delusion trap. We need to see them and say, no, I'm content as I am. So be careful of karma. And the Western civilization and modern spiritual teachers who don't have a guru, who don't have discipline necessarily, who sometimes present to you hedonism, aggressive self-forwarding, and leading a wild, independent, free life as spirituality. They are full of karma and they're unhappy. They may have students and they may have digital empires, but they don't have peace. They don't have Bhagwan in their heart. So try not becoming that caricature of a spiritual person. Be careful of any desires you hold. And any desire you hold, say you want to hold a desire of more well-being, more physical health, or more financial health, ask your version of Ishvara to say, Ma, fill me up and fill all others too. We are all worthy of you. Why should you alone get something? Tell me. And who are you without the others? So let wholeness go to wholeness, and then let everyone be uplifted. So the prayer should not be just full of me, right? Okay. Then krodha. The second one is krodha. So when we become full of bhakti, that krodha disappears, because the bulk of krodha or anger comes from unfulfilled desires. Kama krodho upajayate. From kama comes krodha. 100%. Resentment, frustration, envy, irritation. Why not? Why not me? Why that person? We become anxious, we become angry with God. So, and then there is lobha or greed. This is a great impurity. Try not to have it. If you try not to be greedy, whatever comes naturally, let it come. What has not, don't want more. Problem with good things coming in our life is we want more. And then moha, lots of delusions. Right now, I'm also teaching entire hymn of 31 verses, Bhaja Govindam, which tries to break down these mohas, which are delusional belief systems that are lodged in us. And we give the material world, the material bodies in our world, a lot of attention. We waste all our time on earth taking care of running after material bodies, material circumstances, material dreams, without once questioning who am I, without once remembering Govinda, which is Ishvara. And then pride, of course, this inflated self-worth, arrogance, which clouds our judgment, which separates us from others. And the final sixth vikara, or sixth disease of the mind, impurity of the mind, is called matsarya or jealousy, where we feel envy or resentment of others. We don't realize that we are all jivas. We are all under Ishvara's order. And if someone has something ahead of me or more than me, that is Ishvara's will. Under Ishvara's will, not even a leaf can exist. Your body will not function, your senses will not cooperate. So how can someone take something from you and run away? It's all Ishvara's will. Even a thug, a criminal who is enjoying some freedom, it is under Ishvara's order. So there is some karmic math that's going on there. So let it go. Don't curdle up. Don't become angry, resentful, jealous people inside you. So what we bhaktas must look after is the state of our heart, the state of our feelings. And it begins with, like, when I started working with my own purity, I'm like, okay, this thing feels heavy about this person. How can I bring love of Ishvara into this knot? How can I let it go? How can I filter this? How can I purify this? And gradually all that remains is love. Even with a person who has hurt you, because is that outside Ishvara's order? Yes, you can put a boundary. You don't have to be, what is it? A pushover. I think that's the right usage of the word. But you don't have to be curdled up with hatred or disgust. Similarly, there are political views that I don't endorse, but I don't have to be curled up with hatred to become violent or to have violent speech or even have violent thoughts about someone. Whether this universe will combust from mismanagement or go into more harmony, this is not my jurisdiction. My jurisdiction is over my own heart. Our jurisdiction is over our own inner content, and we scrub away and every kind of soap and shampoo and body wash is selling in America, where I teach right now. But who is looking at the sponge that purifies these shadvikaras, these six vikaras? Write them down and look at them every day. How much karma, desire baggage do I have? Can I breathe without my breath becoming anxious with unfulfilled karma? Is there hidden or expressed anger that's walking around, which I'm justifying righteously? Because it's having you. It's keeping you from Ishvara. And greed and delusion and pride and jealousy. Wipe it away, my children. Wipe it away. In the temple of Ishvara, where is the room for this dirt? Where is it? A child doesn't have any of this, none of this. So be childlike in that sense. And that is why many times realized bhaktas become childlike. And the third word that was used here was śhuchir, dakṣha. The first was, do you remember? The first was anapekṣhaḥ, indifferent. The second was śhuchir, pure. The third is dakṣha. Dakṣha means skilled. Now, whatever bhaktas do during their material avatar in a body, say your job is to broom the sidewalk for the government. Well, they will do it beautifully, not because the governmental boss will give them a bad repo, but because this is Ishvara's earth. If I'm an Acharya, I try to bring a certain quality to my classes. And I've been doing it, I think, from before I came to America. The moment I became conscious that my ego's not doing this. Though I have nothing to take with me, I am a traveler to this loka. But Ishvara mandated that I have certain duties to fulfill. Then similarly as a mother, as a daughter, as a daughter-in-law, as an auntie to my nieces and nephews, as a teacher to my students, as an author to my readers, as a neighbor to my neighbors, as a fellow highway car driver when I'm driving a car. Whatever we do it with skilled mindfulness that is known as dakṣha. We don't do it with irreverence because what do I have to gain in this? Why should I teach with such devotion anymore in a non-profit? I don't draw a salary. It doesn't work like that. Everything we have been given, but mostly what is the capitalistic view? What do I get? What do I get? Why should I do it? What's in it for me? That is humanity has evolved to this level. But look at the dakshata, look at the daksha quality of Ishvara. Look at the perfection of every single tree with billions of leaves, each one individual, every snowflake different and glittering in symmetry and beauty, every water drop perfect. So when we become skilled in our own work, whatever we do, whether washing dishes, whether wiping the floor, when we do it with the spirit of dakṣha, skilled in our devotion, then we are beloved to Ishvara. That is why when we do seva especially, seva is kind of work, but spiritual work, we try to bring this quality into it. Doing it like a job, doing it so that I can put a check mark has no meaning. So when I offer seva, such as right now, I'm offering service to my lineage. I don't go home and wait for a salary check. So when I'm offering seva, it is my learned behavior. Nobody's born like that, but it's my learned behavior to bring purity of my heart and a skillful approach to the tasks that face me in this sloka. The next word is udāsīno. So pay attention to these and try to make them a part of your everyday life. You'll see the difference. Udāsīno means a little bit without cares, but it doesn't mean careless. Udāsīno means, the way I'm saying it is like carefree. Carefree is the better word. They are carefree, though they are very responsible in terms of being skillful and dakṣha. They are bringing a lot of skill and attention to something. And yet, when you are a bhakta, you are carefree. You are not drowning under care. Why? Because your ego is not invested. Because this is not about approval or earning some kind of prestige or money or power. Because you're doing it from a spirit of surrender. So you're like, okay, Ishvara, like in my case, I go, okay, Ishvara, I bring my best. It may be 99% one day, 100% one day, but often it's 110 because that extra 10 comes from Ishvara. If I am having a headache before a class, after the class, it vanishes. Why? Because you become without cares. It's because, where does care come from? Care comes from nursing this little ego monster inside us, isn't it? It's like, oh, better take care of this guy in here. Oh, it's so touchy right now. Uh-oh, this one's going to get damaged. Let's make it move forward and look smarter than the others. That's what we're trying to do all the time. We're all the time trying to maneuver the ego. But when you've let that go and you're offering from this pure, skilled place your work, you truly are not managing, hustling. You are truly flowing, right? So you are without cares to that extent.